everyone, welcome back to Window Chats with Robyn, the Instagram Live podcast where I sit by my window and chat with very interesting people. Today's guest is Ryan Rosary, and I think it'll work this time. I mean, it's totally the first time we're trying this, and there will not be a tech issue at all. Classic Instagram Live. Alright, let's see if it works now. Da, da, da. Inviting Ryan in. Oh, okay, Ryan, I have faith. Let's get you in, and you're invited. Will it work?
Ah.
Hi, it worked! Hi.
Okay, great. Oh, trying to connect to my tripod. Finger. Got it. Okay. Sick.
You did it.
You did it.
That's
You did it.
That's all you have to do. You have to join. You're done. IMDb credit. Move on.
Bob.
Okay.
Bob. There we go. I love it. How are you?
All right. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for asking. Let me see if I can put some light on me. Give me some.
I was going to say, also, do you want to look at you.
There we
and
go.
Angle it down. Let's get your whole face in. Let's get the framing.
Yeah. Let's
I'm
figure this out.
directing now. This is what's happening.
Can we see me? Can we see me? We good?
I see you. We good. Are you happy
Excellent.
with your angle?
As long as you're happy with my angle, that's all that matters.
I think you look great.
Excellent.
You've got a lot going on right now. You have your film on Friday at the ROM Real World. That's
Actually,
so exciting.
Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this Saturday, 6:15 at the ROM, like you said. We're sold out, completely sold out.
I know, because I waited to get a ticket because I'm like, I don't need to get a ticket right away. Always get your ticket right away, people.
Always get your ticket right away.
I'm just saying, if there's like a scalper, let me know, and I'll pay the extra money to see it. I want someone to just scalp their ticket. Oh, my friend didn't show up. It's now $100. Something. That's a lot of money, but Ryan is worth it. So
I'm definitely worth it.
Yeah.
No, I've had people be like, so can you get me a ticket? I'm like, nope. I told y'all to get your tickets.
This is what happens. I know.
That's what happens.
I have time. I normally don't procrastinate. I was actually really upset. I'm like, oh, no, I have time. I'm good. I'm like, oh God, it's sold out. I went to see it even last week. I go, how is it sold out? People want to see this. It's exciting.
People really want to see this film. I mean, all the amazing actors that are in it. Nathan Taylor, Orville Cummings, Jane Camara, myself, people love us, people want to come support us. And then on top of it, the director, Joanne Jansen, also known as Ozzy, and Ron Diaz, they're very well connected. People know them. And this movie is a movie for the culture of Toronto. It is for the city. It's for the BIPOC community. It's a vibe. And I'm very excited to finally share this movie with the city of Toronto.
Yeah. I saw some of the press for it, and it's like you guys are hitting issues. You're not treading lightly. Good for you.
They are not. No, they want us to tell a story, obviously kind of a coming of age, but also dealing with everything that's happening during the pandemic. So I've been blessed, and I'm so humbled and honored to be part of this amazing project.
You look great in it. I saw your clips, and I'm like, I know him.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm a little fatter in the movie, so nobody judge me. We all were a little chunky during the lockdown. I'm a little chunkier in the film, so. Okay,
I'm laughing because I'm not used to guys saying that. I've heard women say it, but when a guy goes, yeah, don't judge me for my weight, I'm like, everyone gets in their head with that. The camera adds 10 pounds. It wasn't you. It was the camera.
Oh, no. There's 10 pounds plus the camera 10 pounds. So I look like I'm 20 pounds heavier.
But then now when people see you, they go, oh my gosh, what is this transformation? What have you been doing? And next thing you know, you're selling your fitness routine. So
you know what's crazy? So after I watched an early screening of the movie and I saw how chunky I looked, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get back in the gym consistently. Let me just make sure that I do that. So that was actually a good motivator for me to make sure I stayed working out.
It's what I did that the other day because I was filming something. I'm like, oh God. I filmed it a couple weeks ago. I'm like, when did that happen? Oh, crap. All right. And now I see it on camera. And now visual confirmation.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Well, I like the food, but maybe let's not like it so much.
Yeah. Let's kind of ease up on that. No, enjoy food, enjoy life. You gotta live life. We just gotta find balance. Like that day you saw me when I ran into you on the street. I actually was coming back.
Very buff, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Whoa. You're in good shape. Okay.
Oh my God. I'm so hard on myself, honestly. I feel like I haven't hit a certain level that I want to hit. I have it in my mind that I need to pretty much look like Chris Evans in Captain America 1 before I'm like, okay, I'm happy with myself. But it's like, do I really have to, or is that just a lie that the media has been telling all of us that we all have to look like that. But I also want to be an action star, so there's that too.
That's what is such an interesting part of the business. There is an expectation of sorts to look a certain way in terms of if you're going to be an action star, you can't be, I mean, maybe you can nowadays. Do you think there could be like a really skinny twig action star?
No, it doesn't work.
But like, isn't that
It
the
won't
most
work.
confusing thing, right? They go, oh, what is this unassuming person? And then next thing you know, beating everyone up. He's the hero.
All right, so
Little
like
lanky man.
the only like skinny person I would say, Bruce Lee, but Bruce Lee was a trained warrior. That man was like about his life. Like he trained tirelessly, you know? And everyone that he fought in a lot of his movies were pretty big guys too. So I mean I think it is possible to be a skinny like action hero, but you have to be a trained warrior to some capacity. You know what I mean?
I think it also goes to believability, right? So if you can be whatever shape you are, but do the moves to an extent without needing a stunt performer,
Right.
sure, right?
I mean, look at Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise isn't really jacked, and he's also kind of short, and he is probably one of the biggest action movie stars on the planet, and we allow it.
I mean, he does train hard, though. I remember when I watched one of the Mission Impossibles, and he trained to hold his breath for over 5-6 minutes, and I go,
Right.
that guy is committed to the craft.
Oh, I love it. He's different. He's built different.
He's trying, like, he does a lot of his own stunts, right? And that's where I'm saying, if the physicality doesn't match the societal norm, if you're still able to do the gist of it or even make it look like you can on camera, I think that works.
And that's a big thing for me.
Because, you know, I'm casting all these action movies now, so I have all this experience to pull.
That's a big thing for me, though. I actually want to do a lot of my own stunts. I really want to do as much of the stunts that I can do and that they'll allow me to do. I want to do them all. If I can do like the driving scenes, I'll do it. If I can do the fighting scenes, I'll do it. I want to be able to do every single thing possible.
That's fearless.
Yeah, I mean, I've been like that since I was a kid, though. I've always loved. I've always wanted to be a superhero since. Fun story. So when people used to come over to my house, don't judge me, don't laugh. This is serious. I would tie a towel around my neck. I would put a plastic bag over my body, and I would put my briefs on top of my head, and I would run around. Oh, and I would put socks on my hand as gloves, and I would run around my house like a superhero. So yeah, I would love to be a superhero, to be an action hero. That's like a thing for me. I've always been that way. I've always loved that aesthetic. And so if I could do my own stunts and if I could do my own fighting, please let me do it.
What was your superhero name as a kid?
Oh God, I don't think I actually had a superhero name as a kid.
I was just based on the costume. I would love to know are you sock hands? Is that?
I never actually gave myself a name. I was just a guy that ran around the house whenever company would come over, and I'd be like, let's do this. And they would laugh, and they'd be like, this guy's funny.
This guy's funny. You're the comedian hero.
The comedian hero.
Is that a thing?
It could be a thing. His ability is to make people laugh.
Saving the world one chuckle at a time.
I believe in the power of laughter. This is why I love doing comedy so much, because, you know, when you're laughing and when you're enjoying a good joke, you're not really thinking about anything else other than the joke or what's kind of happening in the moment. And one person that really opened those doors for me was Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's a big influence and an inspiration in my life and in my career, because I've always been such an out there kind of guy. I've always been larger than life. Like, my personality has always been very big. And so when I saw Kevin Hart come on the scene, kind of being that big, larger personality, it was such an inspiration for me. Like, oh shoot, I can be a large personality and still do dope things and like inspire people. And so that's kind of a big thing for me. That him and Kevin and Will Smith, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, was also a big, major inspiration. If it wasn't for Will Smith, I don't think I'd be acting personally.
I mean, there's so much to be said with the people that you see when you're young, and then you watch them and you grow up and they inspire you, right? And I always think back to the things I used to watch, and I wonder, if I didn't watch that, would I have pursued a career in acting? You know,
right.
It's so weird.
It is very weird. It is very strange, but it's all these byproducts and these things that we watch and these things that we consume is what inspires us to continue to pursue these arts and to continue to go down this path. And I'm thankful that I was able to be inspired by someone like Will Smith and someone like Kevin Hart, because you can be funny and you can do serious at the same time, and it can be such like a perfect amalgamation of art. And I'm thankful that I have that in me.
For sure. And I
Yeah.
think it's also those men do like they wear so many different hats, right? And with you, I mean, I'm looking at your, IMDb and I go, you're directing, you're creating, you're acting, you're doing a lot of stuff. You have your production. It's a production company, right? BDB Productions.
Yeah, BDB Productions. We
Yeah.
formed 2016 is when we officially became a production company. And we've done two plays under our production company, and we've created two short films? Two short films. One is going through the festival circuit right now. We're kind of going through the motion. I believe it got into the Montreal Black Film Festival or Montreal Film Festival. It's called Road Marks, written by Adrian Walters, directed by Brandon McKnight. And then we had another one which is currently on CBC Gem, titled Residue, which was directed by Leighton Alexander Williams, or
Ah,
written by Leighton Alexander Williams
a
and directed
Friday
by
hit.
Shona Foster. Yeah, yeah.
That's cool. That's very cool. How did you guys all meet? Because I'm looking at
Oh
everyone in this
man.
production. I go, whoa, this is a powerhouse. Okay.
All right, okay. The story. We got time. We got time.
We got to.
So, Adrian Walters and we had the same agent years ago, and so our agent used to have these actor meetups where he would kind of get like a bunch of his actors to come out, and so they could meet one another.
Yeah.
And we met at the bottom in the basement of a library. I do not recall which library it was, but we met in a basement of a library. And I remember he sat beside me and he was like, "Hey, my name's Adrian," and I introduced myself. So then Adrian and I became friends that way. I met Lavelle at an audition, and he was like, "Oh, yo, my birthday's coming up. You guys should come out to my birthday." And I was like, "Oh, when's your birthday?" He's like, "February the 3rd." I'm like, "Yo, no, that's crazy. That my birthday's February the 4th." So he and I were a day apart. So that's how Lavelle and I kind of connected. And then I went to his birthday party, and Leighton and Lavelle are best friends. And that's where I met Leighton for the first time. And so he and I had connected that way. Frank, I had known Frank for years. We'd done shows together. We did a show when I was in my non-union days where it was about the Tuskegee Airmen, and Frank was like a driver in one of the scenes for me. And so Frank and I connected that way, and we've kind of just stayed in contact. And then we met Brandon. We actually met Brandon. Brandon was the odd man out. We met Brandon at the Monologue Slam. He was just there by
Yes.
himself. And we used to see his photo all the time on Facebook. And so we started talking with him. And when I saw the photo, when we were at each other, I'm like, oh, me and Lavelle both were like, oh, that's you. And it was just funny. And I mean, I'm pretty sure like Lavelle and Frank knew each other from auditions as well. Uh, and then we have Emmanuel, who's also really good friends with Adrian, so he brought him on. And fun fact, there actually used to be 8 members of BDB Productions originally, but one of the members wasn't sure if he still wanted to pursue his acting career, and he was uncertain. He wanted to kind of like get his life going, so he left, and he's no longer with us as a production company. He's still alive though. He's
I
dead.
know that sounds so dark. Yeah, he's no longer with us.
He's no
Okay.
longer with us. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of the story. And throughout TIFF 2015, we had all seen each other, and then I made the decision to create a WhatsApp group chat with all of us. And it started off with just guys being guys, making fun of each other, and like talking what we do, and we started doing games nights, and we started playing video games with each other, and just kind of like thinking back to the old school days. We used to always hang out either in Lavelle's parents' basement or at Brandon's parents' basement, and it's just like it's so beautiful seeing and like remembering how far we've all come from like those days where we used to do the self tapes in each other's basements to now everyone's kind of doing their own thing or on shows. So it's been such a beautiful journey and a beautiful brotherhood that has been formed. And honestly, I can actually say because of each and every single one of those talented brothers, I have grown so much as a human being outside of the craft. I've grown. We all hold each other accountable for our shortcomings and making sure that we are becoming better men, especially Black men, in an industry that is almost it's almost harder for us to get into. So we really push each other. So I'm thankful for every single one of those guys.
I love that 2015 till now you guys are still together. Like, look, I always joke, it's hard to work with people, right? So that's
Yeah.
why I'm like, I'm gonna wear all the hats because sometimes I don't want to work with people.
For sure.
I admit that on a live. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but if you've met me, it's not a surprise. So I'm like, no, I want it done a certain way. We're
Right.
gonna do it this way.
My way or the highway. That's it.
It's you know what? I'm learning. I'm working with more people now, and you find your tribe. But the fact that you guys have been working together for so long and putting out content, and I can't remember where I read this, but it's like content with a purpose, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's so important because so many voices should be heard, and you guys are giving space to voices like that. And you got a shout out from Xavier Music, Big Man Rye.
Hey, what's up, X? That's my guy.
Did I pronounce that? Xavier, yeah. Okay.
Xavier, yeah.
I never know. Oh, Xavier, yeah. I never know with handles. Okay.
It's true.
Your
Never.
Your handle is so, you're like King, what are you? Like
King Lord
of
Rosary?
the Roses? Right. That's so cool.
Yeah. So
okay.
my legal last name is something very different, and I'm not going to ever talk about it in public unless you know, and if you don't, well, you don't know, because I don't go by that name due to personal reasons. But my last name, Rosary, it stands for the places where roses are cultivated, and that's my father's last name. Love you too, Leighton. Gang, 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 gang. That's my guy too. Oh, that's my mirror. That's my mirror. So in 20, I met. So let me explain how I started adopting the name Rosary. My father's family. So my father's his maiden name is like that side of the family. They're Rosary. And am I on a slant? I feel like I'm on a slant. Let me just. There we go.
That was fun though. I was kind of tilting my head. I thought, is my head tilted?
No, I was like, I think when I hit the camera.
It was an artsy angle. I bought it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was on purpose. It was aesthetic. In 2012, I think 2012. I want to say 2012. My auntie was getting married because a lot of my family lives in Edmonton, like my Rosary side of the family. And so I didn't have a passport at this time. And I was going by my old name with my old agency. And when I traveled to Edmonton and I met that side of the family and was embraced and also embraced all the Rosary and all that love, I was like, oh, I'm going to go by Ryan Rosary. Also, alliteration sounds sexy, and who doesn't like a double R, right?
I agree. I don't say my married name because I practice under that for physio, but yes, I'm a double R with that. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, it's sexy, right?
It's the only reason to get married, because I want the R. Okay.
And so from that point on, I've been going by Ryan Rosary since 2012. I dropped that name whenever someone on the street that knows me by my old name comes across and says that name. I'm like, who's that? I don't go by that. I disassociate by that person just because of the personal attachment to it. So my father cheated on my late mother with another woman, and I have her last name. And so for years, I'm like, why is my mom's last name was hyphenated. She went by Baptiste Rosary, but she didn't have the legal last name that I had. And for years, I didn't know. When I was 12 years old at church, I found out the entire story. And I said, oh, that makes perfect sense. So I'm like, not adopted, but I don't know my biological mother, and I didn't grow up with my father. So I was pretty much just a lost soul. I didn't really know who I was. I didn't have any sense of identity. I was constantly trying to find myself. And then when I met my family, my father's side of the family, for the first time in 2012, I was like, oh, this is who I am. And so I adopted that. So I looked up the meaning of the name. I think it was last year or the year before. And Rosary is basically like the places where roses are cultivated. And Ryan means little king. And for years, I've always called myself King Ryan. And so now I've adopted the name King of the Roses, or King Lord Rosary. So yeah, that's my handle. That's the story behind that.
I just thought it was great branding. I thought, this guy knows who he is. And so hearing the journey of you discovering who you are to get to that name, that's fascinating.
Yeah, it's been a beautiful, fun journey, and I love my Rosary side. I love who I am as Ryan Rosary, and if you ever meet another Rosary, they're like 1,000% my family.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's also spelled differently too. I think it's like there's two ways that people spell it. I spell it Rosery, but some family spells it Rosiere.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Because that's how my mom spelled it. She spelled it that way. But then when I meet a lot of my other cousins, they're like with the Y at the end. I'm like, I prefer the Y. Looks sexier. Looks way better.
I love it. I love it. Look, Robyn with a Y. I feel the sexiness, so I get it.
But yeah, you understand. You get it.
It's the Y is there's just
It's
so much you can
exotic.
do with the Y. You're like,
You know?
oh, look at this curve at the bottom. It's nice.
Who doesn't love curves, right? We all love a little curve.
A little sexy shape to the Y. Yeah.
There we go.
It's
Oh
I've
man.
never spoken about a sexy Y before. That's why I love these.
I don't believe you. I believe you've spoken about a sexy Y before.
I have never. I honestly haven't. I've spoken about a lot of things, so I'm using this for something. I appreciate.
There we go. First time for everything, right?
The first time I spoke about a sexy Y. Well, because I used to be like, oh, the I is cool because you could do like different kind of things for the dot, but
right.
Look at the potential for the Y.
The Y has so much more. The Y has way more. You can, elongate it. You can give it a little, scoopity whoopty doop.
Question in and of itself as well. So let's not forget that. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Y. Yeah.
Robyn with the Y. Robyn with the Y. But yeah, that's the story behind my name. And I was working at Rolling Loud this past summer, and they were giving out free tattoos. So I ended up getting a tattoo. And right here, I don't know if you can see it, but there's like there it is. I got a little rose right there. Oh,
that's a very interesting place to get it.
Yeah.
Is that painful?
What, that's tattoos?
Like no, like that specific spot. I'm just thinking of all the muscle. Okay, no.
It wasn't too bad. Here's the craziest part. So I don't know who was performing on stage at the time, but where they were located, where the tattoo booth was located, they were right beside the stage. And these speakers are massive. The entire place was shaking. So I'm sitting there laying down on the bench, and the guy's tattooing me, and you could feel the reverberations just from the speakers. And I'm sitting there like, this is the most rager thing I've ever done in my life. But also, if this guy just a smidge, I'm gonna have the stupidest tattoo in the world. Thankfully, these guys were professionals, and it was great. And I was in and out in 10 minutes. Well, I waited about half an hour, 40 minutes. I waited 40 minutes in line to get a tattoo, and then it's free tattoos. Everyone was getting tattoos. Well, only if you had the VIP access, which I did have.
Oh well, this is why you go for the VIP, for the tats.
Yeah, for the tats, And I've always wanted to get a rose, so I was like, all right, might as well get a rose. They had the rose there, and I was able to do it. And now I have the rose tattoo on my shoulder, between my shoulder and chest. Yeah.
I'm like, please don't. I'm like the bicep, long 10 to the bicep insertion. I don't like. Okay. Anyways.
Yeah. It's wild though. I never thought I would get tattoos, and I never thought I would ever get piercings. And I went through a really bad breakup in 2020, pandemic year. Yeah, 2020. I went through a really bad breakup, and I was like, that's it. I'm Breaking Bad, and I got tattoos and got piercings. So,
do you have to hide them up when you're on set? Do they make you cover it, or does it kind of go with your role?
Only one project I've actually had them out. Every other project, I've always been fully clothed or covered up. And I'm very specific and strategic about where I get my tattoos. I'm not going to get any tattoos pretty much past here.
That is smart.
If I do get any more tattoos, so everything's going to always be upper body or chest. That's it. I'm trying to be very strategic about it, so that if saves casting or production, wardrobe, and makeup artists all that time of me having to sit in the chair and like having to do all that covering up of the makeup covering up the tattoos with the makeup, because that can also be
such a thoughtful actor moment right there. I don't want to waste the makeup people's time or production's time, so I want the tattoo, but I'll get it where I love that.
Hide it, yeah. But
you're a businessman. Okay.
I am a businessman. I like to consider myself a businessman and a marketer. I like to market myself. Ryan Rosery, world's biggest entertainer. That's the goal. That's like the dream for me. I'm trying to, to me personally, biggest entertainers out there are like Kevin Hart and The Rock. Those guys are marketing masters. Those guys know how to work with each other. They always work with each other on the same projects. I'm trying to reach that level. I'm also trying to do like what Tom Cruise does and stay on the red carpet with the fans and take all the photos and sign all the autographs. Like, I'm really trying to do that. I am a man for the people. I love people. I love when people support me. I appreciate it, because honestly, without them, I feel like I'm not able to perform at my best, because when I'm performing at my best, it's I'm always doing it for my fans or for those that support me. So I'm a big like people person. I'm big like for the people. Ryan Rosary for the people.
That's such an election platform too.
If I ever want to run for like some type of mayoral office or in government, sure, why not? For the people.
King of the Roses for the people. Okay.
King of the Roses for the people. Yeah, there you go. We just figured out my slogan.
There you go. There you go. This is why we have the discussions.
Exactly. Exactly.
But I appreciate when you're taking time on the red carpet or to make people feel valued when they see your stuff, right? Because it's easy as you get more and more successful to forget where you came from.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that don't forget, it shows. And I want to be around those people and I want to support them. So that's why when I see, oh my gosh, I watched a reel and I go, oh my gosh, this guy has done stuff. He's very modest. You have a very good reel.
Oh man, thank you, thank you. I mean, I won't lie. I used to have a massive ego, and I was like, oh, I'm a celebrity and this, that, and third. No, I don't care about any of that shit. Honestly, it doesn't mean anything to me. What matters to me is just making sure I deliver dope performances. I'm able to inspire someone. I'm able to make someone laugh, and I'm able to make them cry or like feel something. Those are the only things in this world that I care about. And especially when I'm creating my skits with Nathan and Orville, or when I'm doing them by myself, I'm making sure that if I'm finding this funny, someone else is going to find this funny. And I'm hoping that others find it funny and they're willing to share it, because honestly, laughter is the greatest medicine on the planet, I believe. And I feel like when you're laughing and you're just having a good time, like you remember these moments. You remember the moments that, if you think about any good times that you've had with your family or friends, like you're laughing, you know, and you're enjoying, you're having a good goof off, if you will. Your ribs are bursting and you're smiling and tears are coming down your eyes. Like I love it. I love making people laugh. It's such a great thing. And it's hard. It's hard making people laugh. But it's a skill.
It is. Everyone. That's the thing. I remember when we were in class together, and I'm like, this guy gets my sense of humor, which is great because I'm eclectic taste sometimes, and I go,
right.
oh, they don't know that was a joke.
You're but also very dark.
I know. I'm very dark.
But it's okay. I'm very dark too.
You don't know it's a joke, and you're like, what? Should I laugh? Is that appropriate? I'm like, yeah, you should probably laugh.
No, I like that you're dark.
Say it. I'm like smiling, and I'm like, here's the darkest thing you've ever heard. Cool.
Right.
Yeah. It's.
No, I'm glad. I'm glad that you get me. I get you, because it's so important. It's so important. But I'm also good. I'm like, I get like a lot of cheesy jokes. I get a lot of like good. I get good white people humor. So this happened to me the other day at work. Take this in. This happened to me the other day at work. Okay. So, there's two bartenders. One's named Jason, and the other one is named Sam. They're both white guys. And I came into work, and I'm looking at Jason, but I was like, Sam the man, Sam I am. How you doing? And he goes, no, it's Jason. And I go, oh my God, my bad, bro. I know so many people. I have so many names in my head. And then I said, it's okay though. Like your people have been mistaking my people with names for years. So you can let this one slide. And he kind of like looked at me awkward and like he wanted to laugh, but he wasn't sure. And as I said it, I'm like, that's pretty funny, because they have been doing it. I don't know if you know this, but in Spider-Man Homecoming, Zendaya and Laura Harrier, people kept confusing the two on set. And they both look very different, like very, very different. Everyone kept calling Laura Zendaya. And I'm like, come on, guys. Like, this movie came out 2018, 2019. I'm like, we gotta do better than this. Like, we all don't look the same, you know? But shit happens. And so I feel like that joke, that day when I made that joke, it was like acceptable. You know, it was an acceptable moment. And I was like, cool.
I would have laughed, but yeah, I get it. Because there is that when people hear it and they go, I want to laugh, but am I allowed to laugh?
Right.
Am I allowed to find it funny? Because, I'm not Black. Is that insensitive? And I think everyone's so scared to do the wrong thing now, instead of being like, no, if, if it makes you laugh. Ha-ha.
Just laugh. Yeah. It's okay
Everyone's
to laugh.
Scared. I know.
Oh man, people are way too scared. But for within reason, like everyone's trying to cancel everybody.
Well, I know.
There are people that literally go through people's social media to be like, you see what this person did 18 years ago when they didn't know better? Cancel them. Like, come on, we grow. Everyone grows. Everyone changes. I've grown. I've changed. If you knew me 5 years ago, I was a completely different human being. I was a little shit. I had such a small-minded way of thinking. But as the human race gets more advanced, we hopefully, as humans, individuals, become more advanced. You know what I mean? Like, cancel culture is not real. Cancel culture is fake, and we have to stop feeding into it. We need to stop feeding into these people that want to cancel or end people's careers over things that they've done in the past. Like, we all change, you know? Obviously, if you're talking about certain things and you're being that way in the present, fine. But if it's something that you've done in your past, get out of here with that, you know? We all change. Everyone grows.
Yeah.
It's important. And it's important to to address that, and it's important to be aware of the fact that we are all growing and changing and evolving as people. Can't
For
hold,
sure.
we can't hold people accountable for things that they've done 10 years ago. Makes
I
no
think
sense.
it's, yeah, I definitely think like if people are growing and showing that they're growing and improving and wanting to learn, it's you can't, everyone comes from a place and what they grow up, what environment you grow up in, that's, your bias in a sense, right?
For sure.
So, I grew up, I'm Jewish, and like this is my little bubble, and then I'm going out into the world. I'm like, okay, and I see people from all these different backgrounds. And I think if you're willing to learn and like be accepting of others, which we all should be because we're all different, we're all human, that's what matters most. But also just be kind. Don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
Which is like, just don't. And also, if you're a really famous celebrity, don't say stupid shit. Like, don't put out, I know there's a lot of stuff like Kanye put out a really anti-Semitic tweet, or what people are saying is anti-Semitic, and they're telling the Jews to calm down. I go, Kanye has so much power and he can cause so much anger that like everyone, when there's times like this, everyone's like, let's hate the Jews. I'm like, let's not hate the Jewish people. Let's just like not take, but so I think if someone's in a really high position, they should be very careful with their words,
Right.
and be aware of the effect that it has on people. But also, if someone said something 10 years ago out of context, it's not fair to bring that back and be, oh, well, you were this person. So there's no right or wrong way. I just think people like be sensitive, but also don't be scared to say what's on. Like,
Right.
I don't know how to navigate these waters.
Well, I mean, hopefully we can figure it out, because even with comedians, a lot of comedians are running away from the type of jokes that they used to say, or are afraid to say certain type of jokes. But like the world, art is meant to be dangerous. Art is meant to be challenged. Art is meant to be risky. And if you're actively going out of your way to attack or hurt a specific like type of person or creed or race, fine, I get that. But if you're just speaking on your personal opinion about something, it's almost like you're not allowed to have opinions. It's almost like you're not allowed to say certain things anymore. And I feel like that's what we need to realize, is that every single human being on this planet comes from a different background, and they have certain things that they understand and things that they don't understand. And so if you're going to go and make jokes about things, at least have some type of an understanding about it, but also be respectful. And it's that perfect fine line. But I feel like if someone hears something and they just get slightly offended, no, cancel them.
Yeah.
Okay. Cancel culture, not real, guys.
I know there are times too when I say things because I think, my goal is to make someone laugh.
Right.
And then I didn't know that it could be offensive. And like someone tells me, and I apologize, obviously that is not my goal to offend. And then it's a learning moment. And it's hard because that, like, I know when, I make, again, you said I had a dark sense of humor. So sometimes like I make a dark Holocaust joke because, I say it.
But you can't. You're allowed to make dark Holocaust
like,
jokes.
That's what they say.
Like,
right?
your people went through it. It's okay. You're allowed to.
Like I say that stuff. And then, it's what you were talking about before, that uncomfortable feeling. Like it was a joke. We move on. But it's hard. It's hard to navigate. And what you were saying before with the cancel culture, I'm doing this thing with my friend now, and I'm kind of like challenging us, like, how can we what can I put out there that people will not read the context and not know it's a joke and then just hate? People love hating. Yeah. There's so much hate. People are just like, yeah, I'm going to hate today. I'm like, it's tiring, guys. It's so tiring to keep hating people.
It really is tiring. Just focus on yourself. Live your life and focus on things that make you happy. That's it.
Oh my God.
I don't understand why haters, but also at the same time, haters are important. I'm realizing the importance of a hater, because haters will put the way I see it, you'll put your negative thoughts towards me, which then gives me positive, it's like the balance. So it's like, it helps fuel me. It's like gas for a car. I don't know. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense. We're going to go with that.
Yeah. Like it's fueling you. There's something, you use fuel for gas. For cars. Yeah.
So I feel like haters are important, but you can't, especially in the social media era, if someone's hating on your in your comments, you can't take it seriously. They're the internet warriors that will sit behind their keyboard and like type all types of things. Like, okay, say it to my face on the street.
You watch my content? Like that? Yeah. That's what it is.
Like you took the time to watch it. Like, thank you. Like, you took all that time to watch it and then tell me how much you hate it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. So special. I appreciate it.
You hated it so much that you shared it and commented on it. I got more views.
That's it. That's all that matters. You know what? I watched that clip that you posted with that guy who was in the wheelchair and he was talking about getting a tattoo.
Yeah, it's him.
That story was hilarious. Oh my God. And he was talking about how they had to be pinned down. I'm
Yeah.
like, I was like, can I laugh at this?
I know, right? And that's like part of why I love working with him. It's, are you allowed to? Yeah, you can laugh at it. It's a funny story. He's saying it's funny.
Yeah,
You have
it's so
permission
funny.
to laugh. I know.
It's such a good story. How do you know him?
Oh, we went to we did the Second City Conservatory program together. So,
Oh, wow.
we met there, and now we're reconnecting with our group and creating randomness because, like what
Nice.
you said, right? The comedy, and I miss, improving, and I'm working with others now because I'm growing as a person.
Good for you, Robyn. I'm proud of you. Let me give
Thank
you a
you,
round of applause.
thank you,
Proud of
thank
you.
you. Big
It's
day, big
important.
day.
It's important. As artists, collaboration is key. That's how you make dope art. That's how you make great things because no one in this world, that Michael Jordan to Will Smith to Viola Davis, like, yes, they are who they are, but behind the scenes, there's always someone or a group of people that's helping them. No one really uh, becomes amazing on their own. Not a single human being. Barack Obama had Michelle, and we saw the amazing things that he did as president. So it's just about finding people, a good group of people that support you, a good group of people that are in your corner, and people that there's no ego, because there can be a lot of ego in this industry, and people can get jealous very easily as well. And it's just about knowing that everybody has their time, everybody has their opportunity, and everyone's path is and journey is different. And I've started to accept that more and more. And it's taking me longer than I thought because I've been doing this for like 15 years. Since I was in high school, I've been kind of pursuing this. But where I was mentally and who the type of person I was back then was a very different dude than I am now. Like I have evolved and leveled up so much more that I have much more appreciation for the industry, much more appreciation for the art, and much more appreciation for success or
Absolutely.
whatever success looks like, you know?
Do you find that you were talking about your personal journey before and kind of committing to who you are as a person? Do you find that helped with your acting?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't try as hard. I mean, like,
Because you know who you are, right? Like this is who you are. If it works and resonates with whoever wants to cast you, great. If not, move on.
yeah, I
There's
don't,
another
I don't,
project. Yeah.
I don't try as hard to like impress casting or the director. It's like this is what you're getting from me. If you like what you see, dope. If you don't, and you don't think I'm right for this, that's also okay. I'm not right for every part. Can I play every part in my mind? Yeah, I definitely could play every part in my mind. I'm out here trying to get all those straight white male roles. Give me all of those. But am I right for it? Probably not. And that's okay, and I'm okay with not being right for every role, but the roles that I am right for are the roles that are going to find me, and those are the roles that no one can take away from me. And it's like that with every other actor out there. So like that's like the best advice that I could give to any other actor that's watching or will watch or is listening is like your time will come, and just keep doing you and keep growing as a person, because to be a good actor you have to live life. You can't not live life and not know things if you're not, and be a good actor. Like being an actor is just being human. Oh, and reading is important too. Getting
That
different,
is.
yeah, different perspectives. And shit, if you can travel, man. Like just try to do all the things. Just be human. Live life.
It's and
Live life.
it's harder. There's so many different screens pulling your attention and things you should watch, and it's so hard to remember that maybe just like take a walk and get away and don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of content, and I used to find myself in that trap of like feeling like I needed to watch this, I needed to watch that, I need to be in the know. There are shows that people come up to me like Sopranos. I've never watched an episode of Sopranos. They're like, you've never seen Sopranos? No, I've never seen Sopranos. Have you watched every episode of Pokemon? No, but I'm attempting it. Okay, so
Well, you
like
got to catch them all. So
you
yeah, of
gotta
course you
catch
should
them
watch.
all,
What is?
Pokemon, right?
Yeah,
So it's like,
unbelievable. Why haven't they
so,
watched it?
like, why haven't you watched it? But it's also you have to find the things that speak to you, and I'm becoming more intentional with the shows and the movies that I'm consuming, because I don't want to just watch things to watch things. I want to watch something that I personally think is going to move me as a human being, or that's going to inspire me as Ryan Rosary, the actor, the human, the brother, the uncle. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
those are the things. So I'm not just trying to watch something or fall into the hype of something just because everyone is talking about it. If I personally don't feel moved to watch it, I'm not gonna go and watch it. I could care about less. And if I haven't seen something that's pop culture, well, that's okay. Hopefully I can find the most popular clips. Like I've never watched Friends either. And I have a very specific reason as to why I never watched Friends. Maybe I'll attempt it one of these days, but when it was like in its height and everyone was talking about it, I'm like, I didn't see myself in the show, so I didn't care to watch a show about
Oh.
what six white people living in New York City. Like personally, that didn't speak to me. It made no sense. But there's one show that I love to death right now that I'm watching. It's called All American. It's inspired by true events, about Spencer James on his rise to making it into the NFL. It's such a great story. He comes from Crenshaw. He ended up moving from Crenshaw to Beverly Hills so that he could kind of get like a better education, and get into the better schooling so that he had a better chance of getting into the NFL. They're on season 5 right now. Season 5 just premiered on Monday night. And then there's also the spin-off series called All American Homecoming. And it's like a predominantly all black cast, a lot of black content, a lot of black like things for the culture. And I'm like, okay, this speaks to me. And it's more of a modern show, but like that show I really enjoy and I love, and I'll like ride for that franchise, that series till it ends, because I think it's such brilliant writing, and also seeing people that look like me not being gangsters or thugs or drug dealers, but they're actually trying to better themselves and pursue their goals and their dreams. That shit is so beautiful to watch. I love it. Yeah. So All American CW Monday nights. Watch it.
We're not sponsored by them, but maybe we will be. So
maybe we will be.
Yeah.
But that's how much I believe in the show. Like that's actually how much I actually like believe in this series. It's so good.
I mean, I'm sold on it, so that's my next thing. I fall into the trap of, and this is what's hard with the acting industry. You know, as I grow and I meet more and more people, I want to watch their stuff and support them. And now people keep booking and being successful. I'm like, I have to watch so much now, which is great for them. But
right.
I'm like, I just have to watch it. I mean, I don't have to, but I feel compelled to. And
you feel compelled to, for sure.
I'm like, way to go.
No, I get that. Trust me, I get that, because when I first started off, like only a handful of my friends were working or being consistent working. So I was like, okay, well, I can watch this, I can watch that. But now that I know so many other actors and so many other projects are coming out and so many other things are dropping, I'm like, oh, on top of the other things that I want to watch, it's like, how do I pick and how do I choose who to support in this moment? And it's not that I don't love my friends or that I don't care about them. I care about all my friends' success, and I want every single one of us to be highly successful and blow up to the heights of their heights. But it's so hard to watch this person's show and that person's movie. It's like, guys, just book like a really good show that has all the things I love, so I can just watch it and be like, I'm supporting you, you know? But I just
send me the clip. Send me one clip, your favorite clip. That's it. That's all I want.
That's it. That's
great
all.
Job. Great choice.
That's it. Congratulations.
Okay.
No, but
put it in your reel. Okay.
Yeah, put it in your reel. Put it in the reel so I know what's going on. But I agree with you. It does get hard watching everybody's work. But I do my personal best to watch the things that my friends are on. And sometimes I'll watch shows and I don't know my friends or people that I'm acquainted with are in it, and I see them and I'm like, oh, and I'll send them a message and be like, yo, I just came across this. I saw you in this. Congratulations. I'm proud of you. And that's the type of guy that I am. I'll make sure that I let people know. I give them their flowers, because we work hard, and it's hard booking jobs. It's very hard.
Yeah. I don't know here at this, during TIFF, I kept seeing people and I'm like, I don't know where I know you from. And then I'd be, oh yeah, I saw you in this thing. Or like, it's just so weird seeing people in person that I just saw on screen. I'm like, I don't know what it was, but you probably did a good job. Or even, did you have this in Sophie's class? I don't think you were in that class, but there was this guy there, and I'm like, where do I know him from? And he was a very nice guy. I think Shane Marriott, I think. And then I go,
Shane,
like, I just saw you in The Porter. And then I just saw you in this other, I watched shows a lot later. What was the one, the Reacher one?
Right.
And I'm like, and then I'm messaging him. I'm like, why did this happen to your character? I'm so sad.
Right. Yeah.
It's just, I'm like, I didn't even realize, like, we are all taking classes and doing stuff. And I'm like, but then I saw you, and it's so weird, but you're here in class.
But you're here in person.
Saw you on screen. What's going on?
It's wild. It's very wild. I've actually never been I've only been recognized once years ago, but as of now, I've never been recognized for anything I'm on. I'm kind of okay with it. Like, it's cool. It's nobody like,
please,
you're the guy from that thing.
You're gonna leave. You're gonna be at the romp. Oh my god, is it Trey? Right? That's your character's name.
Yeah, that's his name. But everybody knows I'm in Vitamin Mango. Like, that's like, I want to be in something where it's like, I don't know, like a Marvel movie. Let's say a Marvel movie, right? Let's say I'm in a Marvel movie, and then like I'm walking down the street and people are like, oh my god, you're the guy from that Marvel movie. Oh my god, can we get your photo? Like, I would love that. Like, that'd be fun. But as of now, no one's recognized me for anything. Okay. I'm okay with that. I'm totally cool with that.
The one time I got recognized, this is my favorite story. I did a lot of student films,
Okay.
and I they changed the title of the movie, and I completely forgot. And so someone's like, "Oh, you're on More Than Friends." I'm like, I don't what?
What
I
was the
didn't
title
know
before?
it was it's different from now on or something.
Okay.
And then I'm walking away, and I'm like, "Oh, I was. Oh, I think I was recognized. I just didn't know it
That's
happened."
funny.
It was
Yeah.
so fun. And then I thought, oh no, I turned into that actor that doesn't appreciate the fans. It was a very upsetting moment. I
Right.
thought, but if I ran back after them, it would be creepier. Be like, yes, it's me. You want a
No, no, that
picture?
was me. That was me. Like, get away from me, crazy lady. Back up.
Okay, no.
The time I was recognized, I was working at a Money Mart,
Okay.
and
Oh.
this guy was so inside the Money Mart. They had Public Mobile. I don't know if you remember Public Mobile. They're like cell phone, like the low
Oh, yes,
end cell
yes.
phone. Yeah.
Okay.
So inside Money Mart, I was working for Public Mobile, and this guy was filling out his paper, like his stuff to receive money or whatever. And he looked at me and he goes, "Yo, you an actor?" And I was like, yeah." He's like, "Yo, I saw you do that pilot thing, bro. Yo, keep doing your thing." And I was like, "Cool, man." And that was the Tuskegee Airmen thing that I did back in 2012. And so I got recognized in like 2014 for it.
That is
Yeah.
amazing.
So that was the one time that I'd ever been recognized for my work. It was young
That
baby Ryan. I didn't
yeah,
have a beard back then. I had no beard.
it's there's still time. This is just you're putting it out there. I want everyone. I want people. I'm gonna get people line outside the ROM. Oh my gosh, where is that Ryan? Everyone's just pointing. Everyone's gonna be weird.
Just
Like
pointing.
no point for you too, but like every other. Oh my God, it's Ryan! And we'll hire fangirls. We'll get like non-union extras. They'll do
Oh my
anything.
God, please don't do all
And
that. No,
okay,
that's extra. That's
I
way too much
mean,
work.
is it too much?
Tommy, you're extra for sure. I can sign something for you if you want, I guess.
Are
It's
you
funny.
ever nervous of signing something that someone will take your signature and use it for something else? Is this just my fear? I have fears. They're
I think
weird.
that's your fear. No, I love signing
Okay.
things. So I actually have a method that I use whenever I sign anything now, or I give someone something. Like people meet me and they're like, "Oh my God, can I get your autograph? Because I feel like you're gonna be big one day." And I'm like, "Sure." So I have a method. I have different signatures right now. So as the years go by, it's gonna be like this, like that the beginning era signature, and then I'm gonna have like my prime era signature, and then like my older, whatever, more seasoned era signature. So I'm gonna have various signatures throughout my career. That when you get it, you'll know. Oh, it's from this point of his career.
You are just like idea man, one idea after the other. That is
One after
great.
the other. Yep.
Oh, now I gotta figure out a new signature. I'm inspired.
Oh, I'm so proud. I'm
Had like
glad.
I just did you always have this kind of mind growing up?
Mm-mm.
No?
No,
Okay.
my mind was very closed off and small, and I thought very one way. But I've learned to broaden it just through meeting people, meeting amazing humans like yourself and all the people I've met just along life. I've met so many cool, interesting, talented, powerful, motivating, any other adjectives I can throw in there, human
Sure.
beings. And I'm such an open guy. I just want to have conversations with people because every single human being on this planet, doesn't matter where you come from, who you are, we all have a story. Every single one of us has a story. And it's just about asking the person, so what's your deal? Realistically, that's all it comes down to. Who are you? Where do you come from? Tell me about yourself. 9 times out of 10, a human will talk about themselves. Humans love talking about themselves, especially if someone's
That's why I
interested.
still have the podcast. Okay.
Hey, see? Exactly. So it's like, just talk to people, and it can be scary. It can be scary to talk to another human being, especially if you don't know them or you see them on the street, because we're such defensive creatures or very shy creatures. A lot of people are shy, and
Oh,
they're afraid of like opening up or being open because and within reason. It makes perfect sense, and I understand why people can be that way. But if another person is willing to talk to me about themselves, I'll listen and see if we have similar interests, and maybe that's a friendship for me. Never know. And if not, well, I got a cool story about how your great grandfather went to war and came back, and I don't know, like, whatever. I'm just making something up right now. But actually, I have a
I
friend.
actually was. I'm like, where is the story going? I'm
No,
invested.
I
Okay.
was trying to like find it, but I don't know anyone's parents that actually were in war or anything. This is why I also love reading autobiographies about people. Like right now, I'm reading Seth Rogen's book. I think it's called the Year. Is it called Yearbook? Where is it? I have it somewhere. It's called Yearbook. Um, and
it's
there's
just
so
this high
much.
school yearbook. Okay, no, it's
Right? Could you imagine? No, it's very interesting. There's so much about him that I didn't know, about his upbringing, about his family life, and like he talks about being this like awkward Jewish kid and having these Jewish parents. So he says that in all Jewish household, like parents' household, it's just really cluttered. It's just, you guys just want to be able to see all your stuff. Is this true? Is this fact,
This
Robyn?
is what happens. One Jewish person writes a biography,
Uh-huh.
and now everyone's going to think Jews are cluttered. No, that is not true.
Okay.
We have
All right.
different households.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. But yeah, it's such an interesting book. It's just like I can actually hear the way his parents speak when he writes about them. It's like you can just hear it. I'm like, yeah, no, that sounds about right. So like I'm just in this stage of my life. I just want to learn and absorb as much as I can and just fill my brain with as much knowledge that I possibly can and meet cool people, because who knows what ideas will come from it. And like this is how I've allowed myself to get to this person that I am to this day. Just from
Like
meeting
exactly, by
people.
being open and listening and learning, and I love that, and that's I love doing that myself too, and that's I think I why you resonate with me so much is because like you're doing so much, and you're just taking, like, you're not waiting for opportunities to come to you, you're creating opportunities, and I love that.
I'm Thank you for saying
Yeah.
that. I'm a big believer in creating because I know so many people that are not working. I know so many people that are not giving opportunities. Like I've been working on this TV series for 5 years, 5 years, 6 years now, and it's been a process. But in the show, I only want to have Canadian music. I know so many talented singers and rappers and musicians. And in the show, I like have a very specific vision of at certain moments, whenever music's playing, it's always going to be a Canadian artist, someone local or someone from Canada. And I want to showcase a lot of upcoming talent. And then also too, I want to be able to give opportunities to new actors that are on their way up, because this shit is not easy. This shit is hard, cuz acting is hard. So I want to be able to just give back, and I want to be able to bring projects here, and I also want to change the game too with the type of stories I'm telling. I want to be able to tell like sci-fi, like black sci-fi. Like I have this really dope idea. I'm not gonna share it here because it's
No, it's
not
fine. Keep it. Yeah,
fleshed,
yeah, I get it.
but it could be a bop. It could be like a franchise. You know what I mean? So I have ideas. I have so many things. I have an idea for an anime that I've had since I was in the fourth grade, fifth grade, about these three brothers. Like it's great. I have ideas. I have ideas.
Well, there's so much support every time you say an idea. We're getting hearts, we're getting comments. You
Thank
got a lot of
y'all.
love, Ryan.
Thank
Yeah.
y'all. I'm a visionary. What can I say? I'm a creative.
But I mean, even the bite of a mango. Oh, wait, bite of a mango.
Bite of a mango.
Yeah, that was, if I'm not mistaken, that was written in 2 days. You filmed it in five.
Correct.
And it was under $10,000 the budget, right?
That's correct.
Like you're, it's a very resourceful way that people are finding to create stuff that has a purpose, that has a voice. And
Yeah.
I'm always like, how do I create this other than using my iPhone and natural lights?
All like my skits I shot on my iPhone. Majority of the stuff that I've shot, it's pretty much been done on an iPhone. So what you're talking about, like being resourceful, there's actually a scene in Bite of a Mango where me and the character Jane, whose also real name is Jane, which is kind of funny, we're driving in a car, and so the way we got the shot, I'm in the front seat. I think Orville was like hanging off of the car door with a light on me in one shot, and then when he turned around, he was like in the other. And then the camera, one of the guys that was doing camera, he was on rollerblades, blading backwards while I was driving slowly forward. Like it was, yeah, it was fun doing it. It was so wild and reckless. And there's another scene I'm having a conversation with Jane as well, and she wasn't there for that, like that part of the shoot, so we had to get her coverage another day. But I was driving the car, and we're going on it was like rush hour, 7 p.m., 6 or 7 p.m., and I'm driving the car, like saying my lines like she's there. Like you just do it. You just do what you got to do, you know? You just figured it out. And I'm very happy for the project, and I really can't wait for everyone to see it on Saturday. I'm really excited. So if you got your tickets, come watch Bite of the Mango.
If anyone wants to scalp a ticket, message me on it. I will pay. I'm disappointed with my lack of prep.
next year it's gonna be on streaming, so
Okay.
you won't have to wait too long. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
Oh wow, next year's coming up. Okay.
What
Like
are we? We're October.
2023? Yeah.
Yeah. God,
Okay.
2023 is just now. It's wild.
Crazy.
That is wild.
But
What's the date today? Today's what? The 10th, 11th?
The 12th, I think, is your poster.
I don't know what day it is
when
today.
there's poster dates on them. So
Well,
I believe it's the 12th.
either way, whatever day it is, guys, we have like 3 months left in the year. Don't waste time. Do what you want to do. Ask that person out on a date. Start working out. Start eating healthy. Write that script. Write that music. Don't waste time. 2023 is around the corner. Stop wasting time. That's my little motivator.
That was great. You just did your own sign off like that. I don't even need to do anything here. I think you can host your own show. It's decided.
Hey, listen.
When
Trevor Noah, because Trevor Noah is leaving the Daily Show, if he wants me to do it, I'll take it. I'll take it.
I'll tag him and be like, hey, yo, Tinos, I got a guy.
Lovely. I love it.
Ryan, thank you so much for doing this. Keep being awesome. Thank you, everyone, for watching, for all the comments.
Appreciate y'all.
For the future watchers, viewers, whatnot. And follow you everywhere. Wait, that's so creepy when I say that. But follow Ryan. If you're not
oh, there you go. Yeah,
Ryan,
follow me. If you're not following me, follow me.
Why aren't you following Ryan?
Follow
him. Okay.
Robyn, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye, everyone.
Later.